So like I said, man, like we're not out the playoffs. We're in the hunt, and we're trying to get to that. If you look at their records, they're not that far away from us. So we're trying to get to there, just play solid football. Hope they mess themselves up. As long as the only thing we can focus on is winning. And y'all see, I got player of the week first for me. So I feel like I'm doing my thing. Everybody's talking about us as a team. But going into this game, we don't have our number one receiver in Garrett Wilson. So we had, coach. We looked at the depth behind the receivers, and he made a lot of roster changes. I influenced some. We moved the guy up from our practice squad, and we also got a guy that I know from the Cowboys. He was on the Cowboys practice squad, so we brought him in, and it just helped bolster the depth behind the receiving group because without Garrett, we really saw we were undersized, even though they might kind of have the speed, and they don't have the speed that we're looking for. But they're undersized and not as fast, so we brought in some guys who are oversized and very fast. So it's gonna work out. As you see, we just got some RPOs going to the new guys. But the game plan of this game was snowy effects, not trying to air the ball out too much, and just we understand our offensive line isn't the best. Excuse me. I was gonna say isn't great, but we understand our offensive line isn't the best, and we're game planning around that. So we know what type of edge rush they have going. Passing the ball really wouldn't be the best move, so we're just running the ball and hitting them with our power game. And it's working. It's just we're going to have to not get in our own head. And this is why we were also running the ball. You see the snow was just messing with me. Even though I had gloves on, just messing with me. But, Coach been trusting us all year. I didn't trust myself here, but Coach was like, you got it. So went out there, did what I needed to do. We got our go-to play. And we just kept going back. As soon as we converted, just kept going back to pounding the rock. Not trying to put ourselves in negative positions, trusting our offensive line to, block the people necessary. We know the edge threats that they have are nasty, so. And still here, still just, I ain't gonna cap, man, it was sleeping. Here I wish Conklin would have stayed up. So, but we went for it, didn't get it, so that's why I wish Conklin would have stayed up, just went in the. Definitely got on him about that. Stop being scary and all that. Here running them RPOs, just trying to get him moving. Putting my body on the line because we understand what's on the line. I'm trying not too much to think about it, but this whole game, my whole mind was just playoffs. Gotta play perfect so we can get to the playoffs. Yeah, we got an unnecessary roughness, and we appreciate that as we're trying to get this score to look better than what it does. Tied into two donuts. Thought I could get out here just because I saw my O-line chop him, but he recovered quickly. Running play action here, but once again, not trying to force the ball, not trying to make a mistake, not trying to do anything that could put us in put us in jeopardy of our lead. As I say that, I tried to zing it in there, but couldn't get it. We went for it, saw Conklin. And even though I told this man to stop being scared, he did it again. He could have had 2 touchdowns for himself. But here's the other guy that I knew that I brought in. Me and him go back. So I told Coach, get this man. And you see what he brings to the table. Then we went for 2 because it was a tight game. And when in tight games, we don't want to be in tight games. So we go into our 2-point mindset to try to get up an extra touchdown just by continuing to go for 2. Now in the third quarter, and once again, we're just sticking with our game plan, trying to run the ball up the middle, but they changed their game plan as well. They started stacking the box and sending everybody they had, so, we kept trying to keep the same look but run something different. Make everything look the same, but at the same time, do something different, so they're always on their toes. So we're just keeping the ball. We're trying to run the ball as best as possible. Here we make a good play, and hey, he went through it on that play. to get blocked and it gets stiffed on. I know that hurt. He came back and made a good play on this next play, but it's not as big as a play as we just made. Coming here trying to use their aggressiveness, like I said, in the second half they changed their own game plan. They started stacking the box and blitzing the whole box crazy. So we started using their own aggressiveness against her. And once again, the new guys showing exactly what we need, especially with Garrett being missing. They're getting a lot more reps. And it shows why we went out and promoted these guys from the practice squad because we needed we needed that security and not just having elite speed out there, but also having somebody who has a strong enough frame to be able to take those hits or move those chains, stretch out. And here we're just working the run game, like I said, but we're being very diverse with this run game and coaching myself. I had a real thought. I was even though I knew he might not have liked it, but we were prepared for this type of situation with our depth. So what we did was we put in our backup tight end, our third string tight end at fullback, and we put in our fastest running back to take these runs. We moved Braylon to power back, and we kept Brees at the third down back to try to get as much speed because we saw they started attacking the middle crazy. So we started using that against them, started going outside, and you know, since we usually don't show it, most people didn't expect us to have elite speeds to be able to get outside. But all we did is make those changes and use that speed to fill the needs that we needed. As you see right here, that speed is really being shown right here. And we're just built to be able to beat a lot of things. So we're just getting back to understanding it and using it to be our diversity. Once again, this is what we were talking about. This is why we put them in the game. Understand they were blitzing heavy up the middle and getting elite pressure, getting there quick. So once again, we put in our speedster and we just started using them against them. Getting the ball to Mike Williams here. And Mike Williams and myself, we're starting to build a great connection. I can really trust him on big plays. And he moves a lot faster than he is. And that's a great benefit. Here, getting the ball to Braylon, still using him as the power. Like I said, we started getting him outside, but we're not making him the main feature so he can have more explosive plays with the speed. And then once again, with the making everything look the same, everything's always looking like a run. Sometimes they're getting it, as you see that defense, what I was talking about. So we come back with a play action, just making it always look like we're run first, taking what we can, and then this only helps our run game. 3rd and 10, needed a conversion, trying to end this game right now. Stepped up in the pocket, made them go one way, took them ankles. I've been doing it all year. They keep falling for it. I'm going to keep doing it. So looking like a green lizard and everything, we out here. And then we were able to just RPO it out, making them quick plays, new people on the team, showing why we benefit from having them on the team. Tried to get the first down here, but wasn't fast enough. But Brees had my back. Great cutback right here. And he tried to punch it out, but it wasn't enough, and we won the game. This game was a tough game just due to the fact that they had a great front seven, an elite front seven that knew when they were aggressive, knew when to take their risk, and it was working for them. But we game planned, we adapted, and we used our versatility to beat them. So going into this next game, you know, what we saw was we were in the playoff bracket. So we understand we don't have the best record, and we barely made it in the playoffs. So we know going into this game, we really need a dub. And our opponents, rivals, they was talking all week. They were letting us know they're trying to spoil what we got going on, some hater shit. And I wasn't, not even myself, but us as a whole team, we wasn't fucking with that. So we really were extra motivated to just come out here and do our thing. And on this first drive, I could tell what type of defensive coordinator they have because the first drive was very simple. It was easy to see what they were kind of doing. Still had some mistakes, but it was still, we were able to move at our own pace. Just to find out, sometimes on offense you can have a filling out process with the other team. So it might not go as successful, or you might not be looking for a touchdown, or you're always looking for points, but sometimes you might not be stressing the points too much because you're just trying to see what they have going. Then you're going to start attacking. They did that to us. So as they let us score quick here, we got the ball out on the RPOs and once again going with two. But this time, I'm not gonna lie, Madden cheesing because I had it. I had it. Probably might not have got in there, but probably might have. But weren't able to convert on the conversion here. And this is what I was talking about. That first drive, they were scouting us because on the second drive and on a just in this quarter, they really started, showing themselves. This whole drive was just a great drive by them. Made a bad, try to force it in there, but they, like I said, they were scouting us, and they applied everything they scouted from that first drive, put it into practice to get some great results from us here. Madden cheesed again because how you let me throw it. Didn't throw a legal forward pass. I was trying to get a stiff arm, but they ain't do it. So they were bringing the house, so made a perfect pass. And I wanted to be aggressive. I could have dumped it off, but I wanted to be aggressive. Made the perfect pass to beat that blitz for as much yard as possible. Here getting the quick out of Mike Williams. And I'm not going to lie to you. Me and Mike, like I said, we've been really turning it up. This put on max protect. I was waiting on the corner route to break out, but the corner had him beat inside. Here, offensive line, like I said, we know our offensive line isn't the best. And we were just trying to work with them, but we had to get better in our game planning as they forced us to have to punt the ball here. But we come back with a great dot. And like I said, bro, me and Mike, we've been turning it up. And all the work we've been putting in and just the chemistry we've got, he's definitely the type of receiver I like throwing to. We look for speed because we like to have the ability to stretch the field. But Mike plays a lot faster than his 40 time says, or as they say, Mike plays a lot faster. He gets off the release really good. He makes great plays down the field. And honestly, I feel like that play right there to Garrett, if it was thrown to Mike, Mike would have made it. Offensive line, giving up towards the end of this drive. We had a good drive going. Started with an explosive play. But looking at the game, we took our points, trying to keep the game close. And they went down and scored again. So we understand, like I said, during this time, the only thing on my mind is playoffs. Good play by Mike there, getting the ball to him. But so I understand what the job is, and I'm just trying to execute, play as perfect as possible. I see the tough challenge we have ahead of us, but looked it dead in the face. And like I said, my number one receiver took the challenge on with me, and we just started showing out. They started scripting a probe at us, and we scripted a probe right back at them. I started understanding what their game plan was, and I understood the first thing we need to do is spread them out, air it out, and just take what we can, like have no remorse. Caught them in a bad alignment, put the ball up, got the ball to Mike, and this is just another example of what I'm talking about. Mike plays a lot faster than they say he is, and I'm so glad to have him on the team. Going for two here, trying to get back at this lead as quick as possible, and guess who catches it? Mike. I'm telling you, me and Mike really turned it up, bro, and we put the team on our backs. Y'all gonna see here, me and Mike really turned it up. Looking at the play, saw what we needed. I put the ball on the back shoulder because I know what could happen if you put it there. And everything that I just thought in my head, it happened. The corner took a bad angle, or the DB took a bad angle, and allowed Mike to be able to spin right around him. And like I said, when I say Mike plays a lot faster than they say, here it is. Got to the end zone. And he's just been beating them deep all game. And then we come right back. It's like they're not paying attention to what our game plan is now. Getting the ball to Mike, doing it. We took a nice underneath pass here, just keeping it diverse. The reason our deep passes work so well is because we take what's underneath until they come forward, then we take what's behind them once they come forward. But we're just moving the chains, and like I said, the only thing on mine here It's playoffs. And what did I just say the game plan was? You take what you can underneath, make them come forward, and then you go right behind them once they come forward. I saw we had a trips formation. Saw they put the same linebacker that we beat him on earlier right back on him. So I used the trips formation to clear out, hold the safety in the middle, and just a perfect pass, perfect timing, perfect matchup. Everything led through for a big play. Getting the ball to Conklin here, who was a major part on this drive. Got another injury, but we understand how offensive alignment works. And we were trying to drain clock, but I saw the end zone. And honestly, defense has a job. I got us the lead. It's been a tough game. We had a claw back, and we finally got the lead. 1 for 2 again. Mike was open, but I wanted to hit him with something different. So we got the ball to Garrett, who's still recovering from his injury last week. So we didn't try to put too much on his plate, and we could tell his injury was still lingering. And then Conklin started playing crazy good. He tried to stiff arm him and then try to hurdle him. Disrespectful. They was chatting all game. Getting the ball to Garrett Wilson here. Like I said, started using their aggressiveness against them. And y'all know I've been throwing seam strikes all season long. So once I saw the seam was open because they were trying to send a blitz, they didn't replace. Took full advantage. And then towards the end, see to put the ball in Brees's hands. He got us enough yards to come back, kick a field goal. We just letting defense handle the job because we know we took this dub. We don't to be chatting all week, talking about how they trying to spoil what we got going. I don't do that chatting for real. I'm gonna play this game, and now since we won the game, I'm chatting heavy now. Now I want to talk, and we just proud of the team, proud of how we fought, proud of when it looked out. It looked like we were out of it third quarter, and I was scared to take any losses towards our playoff hopes. But it looked like we were out of it. We kept fighting. Here's my numbers here. Through that one interception, a monster came out of me. And then the monster was in Mike for sure. I'm telling you, me and Mike tore it up this game. We did our thing. And like I said, we just whole time thinking playoffs. Didn't want to have anything obstruct our playoffs. And now look at what we got. This is why we kept fighting. Because now we're in the playoffs. And I'll see y'all in the next one.